Welcome guys to the Meet Damien channel. I am Damien, and today's live stream we'll be looking at Bitcoin. We're gonna be looking at the weekly candle close for Bitcoin to see if this thing's gonna actually close in the green or not. Because we've had about like some 6 good weeks of Bitcoin climbing up to higher prices and not giving anybody a chance to actually get a pullback or a correction where we can actually get Bitcoin at some decent prices here. It's just been on a revenge rally, punishing anybody that has been trying to get into Bitcoin and is sitting on the sidelines. Anybody that's been sitting on the sidelines or the panic sellers, they've all been punished the last 6 weeks. But it looks like Bitcoin is kind of topping out here, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna take a look at the charts, and then I'll take a look at your requests here for particular cryptocurrencies you want me to look at. We like to talk about cryptocurrencies during the weekend, more so than stocks, mainly because cryptocurrencies are actually trading during the weekend, and we can actually look at the live action here. But right now, you can see that Bitcoin is currently trading at 106,897. I got the weekly chart here for Bitcoin. You can see that ever since like beginning of April here, where Trump did the 90-day pause on tariffs, Bitcoin was able to recover very nicely, beating a lot of expectations and surprising people here to the upside here. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of green candles, and this week is looking like it could have been a 7th week of green candles for Bitcoin, which is not normal. Okay, even during like the bull run here back in November, when Bitcoin kicked off the rally back in late of 2024 rally, we had like 1, 2, 3, 4, just 4 weeks. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of green candles before we got a red candle. We never had like 6 weeks or 7 weeks of green candles, at least not during this bull run that we've had. Maybe back in 2023 we had that. Let's just take a look at that real quick here. Back in 2023 when Bitcoin was trading at $27,000, that would have been nice, right? To get it at that price. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I take it back. We actually had 8 weeks of green back in late 2023, where we saw Bitcoin climb up like from $27,000 all the way up to $45,000. That was the rally that was in anticipation of the Bitcoin ETF that came out in January of 2024. We saw Bitcoin top out at like $49,000. But let's get back to like the action here currently with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has topped out here this week, right? We saw Bitcoin get as high as about $112,000 here on Coinbase Exchange. Okay, and I highlighted some strong sell areas for myself using the VRVP indicator. I was targeting about like $110,000 Bitcoin, almost $111,000 Bitcoin here. Anywhere between 110 to 111,000 is going to be some strong sell side action. Anybody that bought Bitcoin at that area kind of feels trapped right now, because now Bitcoin is dropping down to $107,000 and is starting to go to lower prices here. I am looking. Let's go ahead and turn on that VRVP indicator that I talked about so you understand what the levels are here. We got the VRVP indicator here, okay, and this is showing that there was some high volume nodes here, kind of like at 111,000 and 110,000, okay, but most of the volume is even below us. Okay, we got a value area high, this white line here, sitting at about $106,000. I think that's where Bitcoin wants to go next. We're getting very close to going to $106,000. There should be maybe a reaction, some support at $106,000 Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin's not able to hold $106,000, then there is some other high volume nodes here at 104, and yeah, basically $104,000 Bitcoin. And then also here at we have 102 Bitcoin could possibly come into play again. And that would bring us down to the candle wick low here. This week we did see Bitcoin get as low as $102,000. Could we revisit that level again, just to retest it and see if there's any support there? I think that could come into play here, especially after Donald Trump threatened. And let me go ahead and adjust the camera here. Donald Trump threatened the European Union with 50% tariffs if they don't act in good faith in the negotiations for a good trade deal here. Okay, and he's threatening to do those 50% tariffs for June 1st. We were under the impression earlier this week that the European Union, as well as these other countries, were going to have a 90-day pause until July, sometime in July, like around, I believe, the first week of July. And it looks like Donald Trump is changing the rules again, at least on the European Union, because he doesn't like the way they're negotiating. And he's telling them, hey, you know what? Forget your pause on tariffs. You're going to get hit with 50% tariffs on June 1st, which is a week from now. Okay? And yeah, this is basically Donald Trump trying to strong arm the European Union into getting back to the negotiating table with a solid deal that they like. But yeah, this is affecting cryptocurrencies, and it's also affecting the stock market. And we'll just have to see what happens with Bitcoin over this week here. I'm just going to do a quick sound check. All right, I think I hear myself here. So yeah, here we are. Let me guys know if the volume's a little bit too loud. Let me go ahead and just double check the volume here real quick. I feel like it might be a little bit too loud, or maybe I can just turn it down on my end. All right. Anyways, yeah, we'll get into the price of Bitcoin. We're gonna look at the smaller time frames here because we're right now on the weekly time frame. Let's get into the daily chart here. You can see here on the daily chart, we saw Bitcoin, top out here on Friday at about roughly $111,800. I think on Thursday we saw it as high as $112,000. So that's basically the high water mark here. And I had those sell areas at 111,000, 110,000 because I saw some high volume here in the VRVP. I like using the VRVP indicator. We broke through some support. There was some support at $109,000, which was like the old all-time high price. And then now we're here back at $107,000, which is also has a little bit of high volume on the VRVP. But if we lose $107,000, we're seeing it. We're going to see if $106,000 holds up. But honestly, the point of control should be this high volume node here. This should give us some support at about $103,500 Bitcoin, where most people were buying Bitcoin during the middle of May here. They were buying in this area. This blue line is the point of control, the POC, and that line should hold as a line of defense to prevent Bitcoin from going down below $100,000. Now, if we lose $103,000 Bitcoin, then yeah, the volume starts to drop off. We have a gap here in the VRVP. The most significant high volume node then becomes $97,000 Bitcoin. Okay, we could see $97,000 Bitcoin all over again if we lose this POC. The POC should act as a good support area. So I would be, if you guys feel like Bitcoin was a little bit too high at $112,000, maybe put some buy limit orders in at 103,000, 103,500s. I would say anywhere, like we can make this a buy zone, to be honest. Let me go ahead and just draw this out here for you guys. All right, so like anywhere between like this zone is what I'm targeting if I'm continuing to be bullish on Bitcoin and I want to buy some relatively cheaper Bitcoin and I'm a little bit anxious to buy that Bitcoin. I would start buying it in between roughly $101,000 to roughly about $105,000. Should be a good support area based on the data that we have here, based off of the VRVP. And that should be a good support zone where we could create a higher low and bounce off the higher prices here. But you might be lucky enough where Bitcoin could come down to, you know, that $97,000 area where we have that high volume node. So I would probably put like just another buy zone, right? Right at like 98,000 down to like $96,000 Bitcoin, or maybe even like $95,000 Bitcoin. Okay, so you should be targeting these two areas here on your Bitcoin to see if you can get some cheaper Bitcoin at those prices. And I believe those areas should hold as support. Let me go ahead and we're going to change over to some normal indicators here that you guys might be familiar with, like the moving averages and the RSI. Okay. Looks like on the daily time frame here, we do have the 21 EMA, which a lot of traders use around the world. It should provide support at $104,000. And that's in that buy zone between 102 and 105. Okay, you should be trying to buy some Bitcoin in that area. If we lose that 21 EMA, then we could come down. And I believe if we do come down, these moving averages here, like the 200-day and the 100-day, should be moving up into like the $95,000, $96,000, $97,000 area. And that should be where you could buy some even cheaper Bitcoin if we lose that $102,000 buy zone above us. Okay. I see Porky's in the chat. Let's see. What do you say there? Hello there. I have you in the background as you get ready for the day. All right. Awesome. Yeah, guys. I mean, I know some of you guys are busy with your kids and taking care of things during the afternoon, maybe doing some errands. If you're not able to actually see the chart, you can at least listen to me in the background, like Porky's doing here. Appreciate you coming into the chat, Porky. We're just looking at Bitcoin and trying to figure out where the levels might be. I mean, I think Porky, you already know you're a fellow YouTube live streamer here that does crypto. You probably already been targeting these buy zones. You probably know about the $102,000, $104,000 area and the $97,000 area. Guys, I want to give a quick shout out to my buddy Porky. He's another crypto YouTuber live streamer that goes live. I'm going to show you guys Porky's channel here real quick. First of all, I got to give a shout out to myself. There's my YouTube channel. A little bit more popular on TikTok, but we're getting the numbers up on YouTube here. But yeah, let's look at Porky's channel. Porky Flounder 65. It should come up. Yeah, there's my buddy Porky right there. He's got a few more subscribers than I do on YouTube. He's also big on trading. He'll look at the stocks and the cryptocurrency market for you. And he's got like good amount of content, doing a bunch of videos here, tutorial videos on how to trade. He does some YouTube shorts, okay? And he's always giving me shout outs on his channel, so I gotta give him a shout out to my channel. I had to do it for Porky. Porky's also trying to build up his TikTok channel. So if you guys are on TikTok, look up Porky Flounder 65. Let me see. Let me go ahead and find him on TikTok here. That's my TikTok right there. I'm trying to get up to like 5,000 followers. I feel like I'll be getting there soon. But yeah, let's look at Porky on TikTok, because he's trying to build up his TikTok channel, and he's just another guy, just another guy you can listen to get some information about cryptocurrencies here. And you guys can go ahead and check out Porky Flounder on TikTok, okay? But anyways, let's get back into it, okay? Bitcoin trading at $107,000. Do I have any requests? Let's see. Kat is over here asking, should you buy more Bitcoin today? I think you could, but I think you might get some better deals going into tomorrow, maybe even later on tonight. We're gonna see if Bitcoin can hold $106,000, because the weekly candle close, I believe we're only like $500 away from being a red candle here. Okay, on the weekly time frame for Bitcoin opened at $106,488. We're only up about $740 from where we started the beginning of last week here. Okay, so if we lose that $106,400 area, you could get cheaper Bitcoin. You could get some cheaper Bitcoin, maybe at like $102,000 to $105,000 Bitcoin. I see Trade Intuition is also in the live stream here. Appreciate you coming up into the live stream. I'll go ahead and do a channel shout out for you later. I just got done showing Porky's channel, but I'll get into your channel later. Trade Intuition. I just want to answer some questions here on my TikTok. My guys here on TikTok are asking me questions here. You're asking about, let's see, Shiloh is asking about what is Pulse Chain, who is Richard Hart. Shiloh, if you have questions about, you know, a particular cryptocurrency and you're trying to learn more about a particular cryptocurrency, let me go ahead and show you where's a good place to start on your cryptocurrency research. If you go to this website called coinmarketcap.com, okay? That's my little Boston accent right there. But if you go to coinmarketcap.com, it will show you all the cryptocurrencies, like the top 100 cryptocurrencies, right? But if you go to the top here in the search bar, oh man, this thing is taking forever to load. Let me go ahead and refresh the page here. Okay, what is going on? Why is CoinMarket being ridiculous right now? All right, finally it's loading. Okay, so if this is a good place to start your research, coinmarketcap.com. If you're asking questions about Pulse Chain and who the founder is and all these like newbie questions here, let me see. Pulse Chain, is that I believe it's PLS, right? Unless you're looking for on Hex. But anyways, if you click on, you know, the coin that you're looking for, I believe I believe you're looking for Hex, right? It should be Hex, Pulse Chain. You click on that one, okay, and it will show you, you know, where Hex, you know, Pulse Chain is trading at. It gives you like a graph here to look at. You can look at the 1 year, right? But what you're asking is some questions about what this chain is all about. If you click on the About section on the top here, it should take you to, like, you know, what is Hex? What is it about? What is Pulse Chain about? And then you can click over down here. It says, who are the founders of Pulse Chain? And then it tells you more about, you know, Richard Schuler and Richard Hart, I believe is your questions that you're asking. And you can just do your own research here on coinmarket.com. Also, to the left here on CoinMarket, they have a website that you can go to, some social media, the Twitter and Discord for Pulse Chain. And you can just learn more about Pulse Chain by going on to coinmarketcap.com, okay? But we're going to get back in the charts here. And let's see. Let's see. I had a question here about meme coins. Do I invest in memes? I invest in and trade the higher market cap meme coins that have been around for a while. I don't do any of the brand new ones that came out like last week or even today, because that's really dangerous in my opinion. I don't really do anything. If I have to look at a meme coin on Deck Screener, I stay away from that, to be honest. So I don't really invest in the meme coins unless they've been around for a while, like Dogecoin or Shiba Inu. I've been in those coins. Pepe coin, I've been in that meme coin. But yeah, let's see. Let me look at some other questions here. Okay. So far no requests. But if you guys want me to take a look at some coins here besides Bitcoin, we can do some requests here. Let me go ahead and show you guys another YouTube streamer that's also supports me pretty well and comes into the live stream chat, and that one is Trade Intuition. Let's get Trade in here. Trade Intuition likes to send his people over to my channel. He does like a trade raid. It's been a while since I've been trade raided, but he's got a good amount of subscribers as well, and he does a lot of tutorial videos. Got some good music on his channel. You should give him a look here. Let's see. I'm gonna click on his name here, and yeah, this is his trade. This is channel, Trade Intuition, analyzing crypto here. Another good guy to follow. He's also on TikTok as well, and he's trying to build up his following there. For my TikTok streamers, you guys can give him a look. But yeah, he's got lots and lots of videos. Let's see, he has almost over 1,000 videos for you to take a look at. and he also goes live. Guys, gotta give him a give him a look here. All right. But yeah, let's get back in the charts here. I'm actually in an Ethereum trade. Let's take a look at Ethereum, and then we'll see if I have any requests here. Ooh, okay. I should probably be getting filled on my Ethereum short. I had a short on Ethereum that I was looking to short Ethereum at 25.15 here. We're looking at the weekly chart for Ethereum. Let's get into the daily chart. Currently, we're looking at Ethereum trading at 25.14. I have a strong sell that I identified using the VRVP at like 26.64 in that area. Actually, it's like 26.67. I think there's a lot of people that want to sell Ethereum at that price based on what I've seen with the candle closes and openings at that level, and also the VRVP data. And also, anytime Ethereum gets up to like $2,700, it can't stay above $2,700 because you have a 200-day, this red line here, this 200-day moving average is acting as resistance. So you have some candle wicks that got above it, but you can see that Ethereum still hasn't been able to do a daily candle close above the 200-day moving average. So that's a little bit concerning and worrying. A 200-day moving average is acting as resistance right now. Looks like people were using the 100-day moving average, which is this blue line. They were using that as kind of like a support zone for Ethereum. Anytime Ethereum got below the 100-day moving average, they quickly bought it up, and sometimes they even closed at that 100-day moving average. But the 100-day moving average is acting as support right now. But right now, the 100-day moving average is sitting at 24.39, which leads me to believe that if Ethereum continues being bearish and we get a downtrend, and if Bitcoin continues being bearish, then Ethereum is probably going to come down to this 100-day moving average sitting at like 24.39. It might even come down to the 21 EMA sitting at 24.18. So I am targeting on my short on Ethereum. I'm trying to see if I can get a $100 move here, and I'll be closing out my shorts at like $2,400 or maybe $2,430, somewhere in that area. We'll see how vicious the downdraft might be on Ethereum. But yeah, you can see Ethereum is getting some lower highs here on the RSI, so that's a little bit concerning. And then here, this is the MACD. MACD is we had some green candles back in the middle of May when Ethereum was pushing up to higher prices here. But now towards the end of May, we're getting some red candles here, and I just think we're kind of on a trend to go to lower prices here on Ethereum, and also with uncertainty with the tariff situation. I think until we get more clarity about what's happening with the European Union and tariffs here, we could be going down the next couple of days here on Ethereum, and I'm trying to take advantage of that by shorting Ethereum right now. All right. I'm looking at Trade Intuition's some of his chats here. What's up, Meet Damien was saying, pick me when you were showing Porky. Yep. All right, and we got you in there on the shout out trade. Thank you for coming onto the channel here. All right, so let's take a look at my trades, actually. Let's see if I got filled. I should have got filled, but let's look at my trading here on Mexi Exchange. Let's see, open positions. It looks like I got filled. Okay, all right. Fair price 25.10. Average entry at 25.02. Wait, did they not hit me? Oh my god. So all right. So apparently on Coinbase Exchange, Ethereum is trading at 25.15, but here on Mexi it's only 25.10. So that shows you guys like the difference in prices. Like you might see a different price on one exchange versus the other. But yeah, right now I have an Ethereum short. I got my first position in at 25.02. Okay, you can see that right here. I got a 50x short on Ethereum, and I got in at 25.02. And let's see. I have to zoom over here. I got my take profit. Okay, my take profit. I'm trying to bring this down to $2,400, and I got my stop loss at 25.25. Okay, think I'm willing to lose about 50 bucks on this trade if it gets stopped out. Okay, but I also have another trade I'm willing to go in at 25.15 on the short here, and that's this open order here. If I have this Ethereum, you'll see Ethereum, right? I got another 50x sell short ready to go. I'm looking to get filled at 25.15. And I think, yeah, do I have the take profit? Yeah, take profit is still around $2,400. And then I got the stop loss at 25.25. And I think I'm willing to lose like another 30 bucks on that trade as well. If I get filled for that Ethereum short. And yeah, we're looking at Ethereum right now. Currently at, oh, looks like we're at 25.12. I might be getting filled here. Okay, might be. Let's see. Let's zoom in here a little bit. I got my 25.15 target. I might be a little bit anxious. If I see 25.14, I might decide to just jump in because I don't know if I'm gonna get filled at 25.15. But what's the difference between 25.15 and 25.14? It's like $1 off, right? It's almost the same. I see. Let's see. JB's in the chat saying that Coinbase is weird. They are consistently about $100 higher on Bitcoin than Weeks. Yeah, I mean, it's not that Coinbase is weird. It's just that Coinbase has a lot more customers. You got a lot more American customers with a lot more money to be pushing prices to higher prices. And the effect is that, yeah, the Coinbase effect is that you're going to see higher prices on Coinbase than the other exchanges, mainly because they're dealing with American customers with more money. And they're also a pretty big exchange, and they're the biggest cryptocurrency exchange in America, so you're gonna get premium prices on Coinbase. So if anything, you should be trying to sell your crypto on Coinbase because you'll get the premium, and then maybe buy it on another exchange so you can take advantage of the discounts on the other exchanges. Let's see. Trade Intuition said, you've done that mistake last week, charting TradingView on Mexi, but was trading on Blowfin. They look similar, but were different. Oh, okay. Yep. So let's see. Did I get filled? We got a high of 25.14. They're playing games with me. I feel like these market makers, they see my short on Ethereum at 25.15. They're like, nope, we're gonna play games with this guy. He's not gonna get filled. Nope, we don't like him. He already got filled. We don't need him to get filled again. I feel like that's what's going on right now. Billy, let's see. Let's see. Who are we looking at now? Let's see. Any Jesus is asking, is altcoins is alt season coming? Well, Jesus, I actually want to know if Jesus is coming. Are you coming? Because everybody keeps waiting for you every year around April for the second coming of Jesus. But to answer your question, is altcoin season coming? That, my friend, we would have to look at the Bitcoin dominance to answer that question for you. And let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance, which will tell us if altcoin season is coming. And Bitcoin dominance is currently at 64.22. And let's see. We're looking at the daily time frame here for Bitcoin market cap dominance. And as long as Bitcoin dominance keeps creeping up, it's been creeping up ever since the beginning of 2022. Ever since Bitcoin bottomed out in like 2022, November of 2022. This Bitcoin dominance has been climbing up since it was at like 40% back in 2022. Now we're at 64%. Bitcoin is just taking the market share from all the altcoins. The altcoins they're still able to thrive while Bitcoin climbs up in price. But it seems like Bitcoin is not only climbing up in price, but it's also taking market share from all the other cryptos out there. So, the Bitcoin maxis might actually be right by saying, you should be in Bitcoin. You always start, if you're new to Bitcoin and new to crypto, you should start with Bitcoin, and then you should try playing with the altcoins here. Okay, but Bitcoin is going to make you money over time because it's a finite asset. They're not going to have as many Bitcoin as they have, gold and silver bars out there, and and oil and everything else. Like, we can always find more oil and gold, and we can always find more, silver and stuff, but it's really hard to find Bitcoin, okay? And if you do it, you got to pay $100,000 for one Bitcoin. So, to answer your question about altcoin season, is it coming? You want to see basically market cap dominance, which is at 64%. You want to see that thing drop down, right? We had that happen almost in the beginning of May here. We had a drop down in market cap dominance where we got supported by the 50-day moving average here. And that was like kind of like a mini altcoin season, okay? You saw your altcoins start to climb up to higher prices here. Also here, back in December, do you remember December when everybody felt like we were in the altcoin season? You saw market cap dominance for Bitcoin at like 61.5%, and then it dropped down to like 55%, and that was an altcoin season right there. So you're looking for something like this, okay? A drop down in market cap dominance for Bitcoin, and that will signify that you have an altcoin season coming. Now, what we're looking for here on Bitcoin market cap dominance is we do not want Bitcoin to get back up to like 65, 66%. We want to see a lower high start to be formed. That kind of signifies that people are spreading their bets out of Bitcoin and they're getting into altcoins. And then you want to see this thing drop all the way down. I want to see this thing drop all the way down to that 200-day moving average, this red line here, sitting at about 60.72%, okay? You want to see market cap dominance. Let me go ahead and try to draw this out here for you. Where is my thing? Oh, yeah, I want this thing, yeah. So you want to see market cap dominance come right down there to the 200-day moving average, and that's how you know you're in an altcoin season, okay? So that is what we're looking for, right? Because, when we came down to the 200-day moving average down in December, that was an altcoin season. So you want to see Bitcoin market cap dominance get down to the 200-day moving average, and that's how you know you're in altcoin season. But when it gets down there and it goes below the 200-day moving average, you should be selling your altcoins, because we don't know if how long that's going to last. These altcoin seasons have been only lasting for like maybe a few weeks here. It's not really like, like the old cycle where altcoin season would be like a few months. It seems like altcoin season is only a few weeks, and then we get, we get knocked back down into reality again, back to reality. So that answers that question. Let's see. Junior wants me to look at XRP. Yep, we could look at XRP. Appreciate the request. And Jesus said he came this morning. Okay. All right. Good to know. I guess. Sports Fanatic, what do you think we have for next week? I think this week is going to probably be a red week for crypto. This might be a good week to try to buy crypto at lower prices here. Could be a buy the dip opportunities coming up for crypto. And I just analyzed Ethereum G Money. Actually, did I really? I didn't really give the price targets on Ethereum. Let me go back to Ethereum real quick. So I do have a Fibonacci analysis that I did previously where it showed, the impulse move here on Ethereum from like it's about 1750 all the way up to where we topped out at like $2,700. Let me go ahead and just adjust this. We got to adjust this to like 27. Yeah, right there. Okay. And if Ethereum comes down lower than where it is right now, we've already blew through the 0.786 retracement. If it goes down further, we could come down to the 0.618 retracement on Ethereum at 2376, or maybe even 0.5 at the $2,250 level on Ethereum. But actually, I think Ethereum should get some support here at like $2,439 and $2,400. I think we have some moving averages that could provide support at that area. That might actually get respected later on today or tomorrow. If Ethereum comes down, I think $2,400 should hold for now. I am targeting $2,400 on my Ethereum short. If Ethereum starts catching bids here for some reason, if Donald Trump surprises us and says he's not going to do 50% tariffs on the European Union, then that could cause us to get a bull market rally here and we could see Ethereum come back to the 200-day moving average where it was acting as resistance. Maybe we can flip that to support, and if Ethereum can flip that to support, then the higher price target for Ethereum is going to be this 1618 sitting at $3,300. $3,376 to be exact is the price target that I'm hoping that Ethereum could get to if it continues being bullish here. But just keep in mind that that $2,700 area, the 200-day moving average, is a strong sell area, and it's going to be resistance for Ethereum. But yeah, you could possibly buy Ethereum right now if you're day trading it, and then sell it for $2,700 if you're using leverage trades on your trading here. Let's see, we're going into XRP now because we had that as a request. I think now is a good time to talk about XRP. We've been in the live stream for a little bit here. We can actually talk about XRP, and hopefully no one asks me about XRP again. I know it's a very popular cryptocurrency. It's a crowd favorite. It's Porky's favorite one to beat up on. But anyways, XRP currently trading at $2.29. Down 1.69% today. We're trying to see if XRP can stay above the 200-day moving average, which is done very beautifully using that as support. I would start to get concerned if we lose that 200-day moving average sitting at $2.25. A lot of people have been complaining about XRP acting like a stable coin. So I wouldn't be surprised if it just stays in between 225 and 230 over the next few days while the rest of the market is dropping like a rock. Only because for some strange reason, XRP has been very strong ever since the impulse move here in December, where XRP caught some bids and got up, you know, as high as like $3.40 here in January, right? XRP has been above its 200-day moving average this whole entire downdraft in the market. Like XRP was stronger than Bitcoin and Solana and Ethereum. XRP stayed above its 200-day moving average, but now we're kind of threatening to go below the 200-day moving average. And if we do go below the 200-day moving average, how low could we go? We're going to see if maybe $2.13 can hold. I see some sideways trading action in that area. If $2.13 can't hold, if we go lower than that area, then maybe we might get some support again, and we come and revisit and retest the levels here at $1.60. Okay, those are my downside targets on XRP. But let me go ahead and pull up the VRVP here real quick as this thing starts to load. Okay, let's put this on. All right. So we're looking at XRP with the VRVP, the volume range visual profile indicator. POC is right above you at $2.40. That should be your next upside target for XRP. It's also going to be a resistance level if we go up to higher prices. If we get past like 245, then you got the value area high sitting at 265 or 263. Once you get past 263, 265, there's a big gap on the VRVP, and it says that XRP could get up to like $3.13, and it can do that in no time here. It'd be like almost like a rocket shooting up to like $3. Okay, and we know that XRP is capable of doing that because like I said, back here in March 2nd, we saw XRP at $2.17, and then we saw it then go to $3 in the same day, going up like 34% in one day. So I think XRP is capable of doing that because there's not that much resistance once you get past $2.60. Okay, but downside targets, like I said, there's a value area low sitting at $2.04. And if you lose that, then you know you're hoping that $1.60 is going to be your support zone, like it was back in April here. All right. Let me read some of the comments here in my YouTube chat. Trade Intuition is saying that he makes songs from some of his comments, and Where Has the Bull Run Gone is one of your songs. That's funny. Trade Intuition, you said your biggest mistake was not acquiring more, but the best time to buy was yesterday. The next best time is today. And buy more when it retraces. Alts continue to not impress. Yeah, that seems to be the case. Altcoins, everybody keeps asking, when's the altcoin season? It's just, Bitcoin's gotta continue going up to higher prices first, and then the Bitcoin OGs are gonna sell their Bitcoin and go into the altcoins, and then you'll start seeing the altcoins pop off. Let's see. Trade Intuition is also saying, sure, the alts can move faster, but Bitcoin has outperformed and continues to be the best pick for buying and holding. Yep. Yeah, it's the Bitcoin show until we get the altcoins going here. I think when Bitcoin gets up to like 150 grand, you'll start seeing the altcoins start moving faster and higher. JB's asking himself, why didn't you buy more at 77, 80, 90K? Then it dawned on you going to be thinking the same thing when it's 120K. Yeah, that's what Bitcoin does. It makes you regret not buying it at lower prices. Parish Hudson is telling me, look in the Pulse chain. It's gate kept. Tons of content creators. Don't sleep on it. So, all right, we'll take a look at Pulse chain on the charts here, since I keep getting questions about it. Trade Intuition is being funny here, saying that this cycle has been so disappointing. You're supposed to have about a dozen girlfriends by now. Due to your pockets sticking out more than your belly, who knows? That's funny. That's funny. Okay. All right, so I guess we'll take a look at Pulse Chain as the request here. Everybody keeps requesting it. And then what? Jesus has a question here. ETH or SOL better buy, you think? I think ETH and SOL are in the same boat. Which one's the better buy? Seems like Solana's been holding up against its Bitcoin peer better than Ethereum. But that could also mean that Ethereum has a lot more catching up to do. So it's really pick your poison. Pick whichever one you think is going to be good at the time. You know, it could be whatever goes down the most on a particular day or a particular week might be the best one to be buying. I think Ethereum and Solana are both going to do well. I think they're both going to be like a 2x or 3x from where they are right now. So at this point, I think Ethereum and Solana, it's really hard to choose. You just got to pick which one you like. I think Ethereum going in the future has a better future. I'm sorry. I think Solana has a better future than Ethereum, because it's getting more activity on its chain than Ethereum is. And it's also cheaper and faster to use. But that's my opinion, not financial advice. Let's look at Pulse Chain, because I keep getting requests for Pulse Chain. Is that the price of Pulse Chain right now? Come on, give me a refresh. Why is this thing taking forever? All right, yeah, Pulse Chain trading at 81.50. Okay, all right. Just want to double check that I got the right Pulse Chain in there. Pulse Chain trading at 81.68 here, down about 3.36%. We're looking at the daily time frame here. Look at the charts. You guys say don't sleep on Pulse Chain. Well, let's look at money flow indicator here. See if money is actually pouring into it. This is the money flow indicator that I like to use. Let's see if I just quickly show you which one I use. I use the money flow intensity indicator by Joe Cool. Okay, and it gives me this nice looking graph or indicator here. Looks like we are getting some green. Back here in April, we were in the red, and then of course, wow, looks like in January there was a lot of red, a lot of money leaving Pulse Chain here. But I do see money starting to go into Pulse Chain, so maybe you guys might be right about this thing picking up some bids here. And let's see, I just want to see a little bit of history, because I gotta familiarize myself with Pulse Chain here. This thing was as high as about 3 cents back in December of 2024, and it's so far been making lower highs. Of course, we know it's been making lower lows. Price is lower than where it was. Pulse Chain, just looking at it on like almost like a naked chart here, you are starting to create higher lows here, and you want to start making higher highs. The last significant high that you need to get above, it's going to be let's see, we have a candle opening here at 0.013 pennies, And then you also have a candle wick high here of like 0.016 pennies. You want to get above 0.013 and 0.016 in order for me to say that this thing is making higher highs and also in an uptrend. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see. You want to see if Pulse Chain is going to go up to higher highs here. Maybe come back down, make a higher low, and then make a higher high. And then you can qualify that as an uptrend. And you could be comfortable about being bullish on this coin here, right? And if it does get up to like 0.016 pennies, that's almost like a double in price from where you are right now. You should be considering selling some of your Pulse Chain if it does double up in price on you, okay? But let's go ahead and turn the VRVP, see what the VRVP has to say. And VRVP is showing the value area low at 0.007 pennies, so maybe that could be where this thing comes down. If we're gonna have a red candle here on Bitcoin for the following week, then maybe you might be able to scoop up some cheaper Pulse Chain at 0.007 pennies. You have a high volume node here at 0.009 pennies. That's your resistance, and then you got a gap above that, and then you got some high volume here at like 0.011 penny. That could be your first take profit target if you're day trading it. And then coming up to higher prices here, the point of control is sitting at about 0.01369 pennies. Of course, they had to have 69 in there, right? But yeah, POC should be your midterm take profit target. You're gonna have a lot of people that want to get out of Pulse Chain at that price because they were buying it here back in January and February, and if they're not fully convinced and they're not full believers in Pulse Chain, they're gonna want to like break even and sell at 0.013 pennies. Okay, but if you can get past those people there that just want to break even, then you have a gap here on the VRVP, and you got another high volume node here at 0.018 pennies. Okay, and then you have the value area high sitting at 2 pennies. So I think 2 pennies is a reasonable target. You're gonna double your money by that point on Pulse Chain, and you should be considering getting out at that point. But if you want to stay in the trade and you're a big believer in Pulse Chain, then there is some more high volume here at like 2.5 pennies, but then you got a big high volume node here at like almost 3 pennies, 0.028 pennies to be exact. That should be your ultimate take profit target on Pulse Chain, just using the VRVP here. Okay, I like using the VRVP. It actually shows you real world data as to where people were buying and selling, so you have an idea as like where the people who are underwater on the coin, where they're going to be selling just to break even. So I like using the VRVP. I know some people like using Fibonacci analysis, which is also good. I like using Fibonacci analysis along with VRVP to kind of confirm, you know, where if I see any confluence with the VRVP high volume nodes, and then I also see a Fibonacci level there or an extension, then I could be like, yeah, looks like they both agree with each other that that's going to be a good price to sell. So I'll quickly do a Fibonacci just to see what it has to say here. The 1618 is saying that you should be definitely selling at 3.5 pennies here on your Pulse Chain. Let's see, that's an 8, 16, 20. That's almost like a 4x. So if you 4x on Pulse Chain, yeah, for sure. I think you would not be smart if you didn't sell at 3.5 pennies. So I would be definitely targeting that. But I don't really have that much confluence here with the VRVP. The VRVP says you should be selling, you know, a little bit below 3 pennies at 0.028. And that's about a 3x from where you are right now. So don't get too greedy if this thing does get back up there. Alright, let's see. Pulse Chain, Pulse Chain, Pulse Chain. Alright, okay. Alright, Hex Pulse Chain is PLS. Alright, we can take a look at PLS. If I can find it, if it actually shows up. Alright, let's see. Pulse Chain. Let's see. Is that the pulse chain you want me to look at? I really don't know. You guys have to kind of like... I'm trying to find this on TradingView. I want to know why pulse chain's not on any of these exchanges here. It'd be a lot easier for me to look it up if it was on an exchange. I don't have any thoughts on Richard Hart because I don't really know much about pulse chain. And I'm not invested in it. It's a relatively new project to me. I don't really know much about it. I would have to do more research, so I don't really have an opinion on him, to be honest. Looks like pulse chain's been around actually for a while here. This contract here, so I don't know. I've heard of pulse chain. I just never done research on it. You would probably have a bit more of an opinion on him than I would, to be honest. I really don't have an opinion. I don't know much about him. All right, but yeah, his pulse chain using the VRVP. This one's saying that you should be selling at 45.94. The value area high is sitting at that level. And you got some support here, probably at the POC at like 32.68. That's my quick analysis on pulse chain. Let's take a look at Solana, since someone mentioned it. They were like, is Solana better than Ethereum, or should I go into Ethereum? Let's take a look at Solana now. Solana currently trading at $171 on Coinbase Exchange. I got the VRVP fired up here. Let's see, the price is looking somewhere around here. You're at a high volume node right now on Solana. That's why Solana is kind of like trading sideways for the most part. Frustrating Porky on his 5-day trade. I don't know if Porky's still in the chat here. Say hello, Porky. Let me know you're still alive and still in the chat if you are. But that's the main reason why Solana's been having some trouble with 171 bucks. Also, the 200-day moving average, I believe, is at like 180 bucks. So that's also providing some resistance on Solana. If Solana can get past 180 bucks, then you do here have on the VRVP a gap, and you have some of the value area high sitting at like roughly 200 bucks right now. I think $200 is a psychological target, and it's also a VRVP target where you should be taking profit at that level for Solana. Then once you get past that, you have 216 bucks as another high volume node, and then the other high volume node is at 236, and 236 is confluent with the 1618 at 234. So that should be a really good price target to be selling Solana. But if you want to stay in the trade on Solana and go and push it up to higher prices, then there is a 2618 that says Solana could get up to like 315 bucks. And that would be an all-time high because Solana has never been as high as 315 bucks. It's got as high as I believe 295 here on Coinbase back in January 19th. But yeah, those are your long-term price targets on Solana. $300 is a long-term target. But let's get back to some of the trading action right now. If Solana is going to go down with the ship here on Bitcoin, if prices do go to lower prices here, then just look at the VRVP. You will lose, and you have a gap here on the VRVP. You could see Solana come down to about roughly 150 bucks, 154 bucks. Let's see, the POC is sitting at 151. And you got a 0.618 retracement that says $154 is where the Fibonacci traders are targeting for their short sells. They're selling on Solana here. So we could see Solana come back to 154 bucks, and it would just probably be normal price action. Let's see, did Solana get down there? We saw Solana at $159 on May 19th. So wouldn't be surprised if we revisit those levels here on Solana. 150 bucks seems to be the next downside target. Just looking at the VRVP and also looking at the Fibonacci here, I would be targeting that area. And also the previous candle wick low here, I would be targeting $155 as a buy zone for Solana. Okay. Yeah. And then, you know, if Solana loses that, then we might be seeing like $144, and there's some sideways trading action at the mid $140 level here. we'll see if those people are able to keep support on Solana. Those are your downside targets, 154 and 144. Easy enough, right? Should be easy to remember. Let's see. Do I have any more requests? Guys, I appreciate you guys coming to the live stream. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. Especially if I've gone over a cryptocurrency here and gave you some really good value and technical analysis. The least you can do is just hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the likes. And let me see, how are my guys here on YouTube? Guys, on my YouTube, we got like 6 people watching, but we only have 5 likes. Let's go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure we get the likes to match the amount of people watching right now. If you're watching and listening, even that guy out there that's listening, Corky, make sure you hit that like button. We're about 1 like away from the amount of people that are watching right now. So, yeah. How to do that little shameless plug. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button for me. Alright. Appreciate it, appreciate it, appreciate it. I also trying to get like a heart. If someone can give me a heart on my my TikTok streamers here. I mean TikTok viewers, if you guys can give me a heart. I think I got 1 heart, but if you guys can give me another heart for a TikTok gift here, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Don't forget to show your appreciation here for the analysis here and the discussion. All right, so which one do I want to look at next? Let's see if I got hit on my Mexi trade here. Did I actually get did I get filled, or are they still playing games here? Oh, looks like we did hit 215 on, so I should have got filled, and yep, I did get filled, and I now have my short here on Ethereum. My average entry is now 2509. Right now we're trading above that, so I'm a little bit in the red here on my 50x short on Ethereum. And let's see, I got my take profit and stop loss. Let's see what those are looking like. So I have a stop loss here at 25.25 and another one at 25.25. So if we get up to 25.25, I give up. I don't want to lose any more money than that on my Ethereum short. But if Ethereum does drop down the way I'm expecting it to drop down later on tonight and going into tomorrow, then I am targeting about $2,400, and that's my take profit. And if I click on here, you'll see how much I'll be able to make on my trade here. My take profit should give me about $200 in profit if Ethereum gets down to $2,400. And my stop loss says I'll only lose about $28 here on my stop loss. But that's one of them, okay? Because I have like 2 positions right now. So that's that one. So I might lose $28 if we go up to 25.25. And then let's see. Which one did I click on? I don't remember which one I click on. This one here says I'll only lose about $19. So 28 and 19, that's about what? Can someone do the math? I can't really do the math. 28, 38, 48. I'll lose about $47 if Ethereum goes up to 25.25. But if Ethereum actually goes down to $2,400, then I'll make $141 with that one, and then I'll make about $202 on the other one, so about $343. And if I can do that in one day, I think making $300 in one day is a good day for most people, right? So I might lose about $48, or I might make $300. That's how I got this game plan set up for on Ethereum. Okay, so I don't want to see Ethereum go any higher than what it is right now. Let's take a look at the trading view chart here real quick. Let's take a look to see why Ethereum is showing some strength here. Let me go into my full setup here. You'll see all my indicators. This is my battle station here, guys. Ethereum at 2513. I got all the indicators. I got the moving averages. I got the VRVP. I got the RSI, the MACD, the stochastic RSI. I even got my little cheat sheet here, market cipher B, with the green and red dots telling me like when's a good time to buy or sell if I'm having a little bit of confusion out there. And when I do my day trading here, I don't really use the VRVP. I use that on the bigger time frames. Okay, I stick to the moving averages when I'm day trading. And obviously, I stick to the shorter time frame. So this is the daily time frame. We're gonna go into the 5-minute time frame, which is a very good time frame. I'm always on for the most part. And we can see that the Ethereum is trading at 25.13, and it's getting above the 200 moving average, which is a little bit concerning because that could mean that it might actually start being bullish, and that's not good because I'm in a short right now. So it's good for the people who are long in Ethereum and in spot positions on Ethereum, but not good for me. Okay, so that's okay, because if it does go up, I'm only going to lose 47 bucks. And I'm okay with that. I can live with that. I can live with that. That's enough risk for me on this short. But I am targeting Ethereum to go down to 2,400 bucks. Could happen later on today or tomorrow. Let's see. So we're looking at the 5-minute time frame. Let's look at the 1-minute time frame on Ethereum. Yeah, so Ethereum is getting above the moving averages here, and above the 200-day moving average, which is very significant. So we could start seeing some bullish price action on Ethereum. Okay. Now I do trade on a couple exchanges here. I could short Ethereum like I'm doing on one of the exchanges, but I could also long Ethereum at the same time to cover my bets here and have like a little bit of a hedge. And I would probably buy some Ethereum if it hits that 200-minute, the 1-minute time frame, 200 moving average, that red line. If Ethereum comes back to like 2,500 bucks, about 25.05 or 25.07, you could long that, see if it holds, and just put a stop loss at like 24.95 maybe, above these previous candles here. And you're not really risking that much, but if Ethereum does continue being bullish here, let's go in the 1-hour time frame now. I mean, we'll have to see if Ethereum can get above that 200 moving average on the 1-hour time frame at 25.34. Could be a first take profit zone. Then maybe we'll see if it get above the 100 at 25.57, and then the 50, that green line at 25.76. I think 25.76 should be a good take profit area. So I don't know, guys. I might have to flip from being bearish to being bullish if Ethereum can show some strength here. Going back to the indicators that might show some strength, the RSI could show some strength here. We have a low here on the RSI from last night, around 8 p.m. Eastern time at 28.03. Then another higher low at 30.68. Could this be another higher low here? Could this be some bullish divergence that is showing up on Ethereum? Because we had lower lows on price and higher lows here on the RSI. Could we be bottoming out? They've been playing games with us this weekend. But yeah, maybe I might have to flip. I might have to flip bullish, guys, if this continues. I might have to just put in a small long position on my other exchange here. Let's go into Ethereum. Yeah. All right. So I'll do a small position right now. And this is going to be like hedging my bets here. Alright. So, we'll look at the 1-hour time frame. This thing got as low as like 24.71 back around like 4 o'clock this morning. So I'm trying to game plan my stop loss. So maybe I put a stop loss at 24.70 on Ethereum on this particular exchange here. Yeah, trade intuition. The markets are being tough this weekend. It's sideways chopping, but it's sideways and downwards so far. But we might get a little bounce here, and I'm trying to game plan this right now. So I think 24.70 is where I'm gonna or 2469. Yeah, I think 69 is a better number. 2469. That's gonna be my stop loss. Okay. And I would be buying here at like 2510. Okay, and I'm targeting probably this 200 moving average at 2543. I think I'm going to rush into it. I don't want to put a limit. I can get better prices later, but I'm going to do 3 contracts here. Hope you're able to see that. I don't know if you guys are able to see that on the YouTube stream here, but I'm doing 3 contracts right now. It's going to cost me about $200 of margin. And yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to buy a little bit of Ethereum. Oh, they filled me at 225.11. Bastards. They got me for $1 higher than the last price. Now I got in at well, that's what happens when you do a market order, guys. You're not going to get the best price. You get the next best price. So I did 3 contracts on my Ethereum with like 3.6x leverage. I'm not sure if you're able to see that. They don't allow me to change the leverage on the exchange, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever, you know. I have to use a little bit more money to get more results on this exchange. Let me get rid of this stuff. So I'm in an Ethereum long, right? Yeah. I'm in an Ethereum long right now on this exchange, and I want to start game planning my take profit and stop loss. So in order for me to do that, I have to then come down here. You know, I first click bracket. I click well, first I click sell, right? Sell or short, and then I click bracket. I want to do a bracket order. And the bracket order allows me to do a stop loss and a take profit at the same time. So I don't want to be in Ethereum if it goes to 2469 on this long. I'm going to sell 3 contracts. I'll lose $12. A measly $12. Okay. Well, that's only because I'm building up this position. If Ethereum continues to be bullish here, I'll be able to put more contracts in. And then let's see. We said that we were targeting 2543. If I target 2543, I'm not gonna really make that much on this profit. Yeah, I have to do something bigger than that. I'm only gonna make $9 if so this 3x leverage kind of sucks. This exchange I go for the bigger moves, so I need something bigger than 2543. Let's see. As I start to zoom out, I might have to just target where Ethereum was back at you know, at like $2,700 to make some good money on this one. Yeah, I think I could target $2,700 here. We go into the 6-hour time frame here. You'll see that, yeah, Ethereum, and I got the VRVP here. You see like $2,600, $2,700. That's like the high water mark. I'd be lucky if I can get $2,600, $2,700, but sure, why not? Let's just say we'll take profit at $2,700. I know Ethereum has been at that high of a price before, so I now have my take profit showing me that I can make $56 just using 3x leverage here, and my stop loss is I only lose $12 on this trade. That seems like a pretty decent trade. You want to be having like a 3-to-1 ratio. You want your profit to be 3 times higher than your loss. Anything more than that is an even better trade. Okay, so I believe that's 12, 24. That's almost like a 4-to-1 ratio. Okay, so I got a 4-to-1 ratio. I'm happy with that. Just double check my numbers here. 3 contracts. Stop loss at 2469. Take profit at $2,700. They're only going to charge me 50 cents for the exchange fee here. And I'm going to click sell now. And now you can see I got that that order in. All right, we bought 3 contracts at 25.11. And stop loss is at 24.69, and the take profit at 2,700 bucks. I should be able to make some good money with that, hopefully. All right, let's see what my TikTok streamers are saying here. So we just did live trading there, guys, on Ethereum. And Paka wants to know, will it go back to 2,700 bucks? I think it will later on this year. I'm not sure when. Could be tomorrow. Could be tonight. Could be next week, next month. It's all part of the game here. But I think it will go back to $2,700. I mean, I just showed you. I'm in it. I'm in a trade right now that says I think it's going to go back to $2,700. We've seen Ethereum, at least on this exchange, get up to like 27.52, and that was, I have to go full screen mode here. Hopefully you guys are able to see it better. 27.52. That was around May 22nd. We saw Ethereum at 27.52, so it's not too far off. Was it May 25th right now? What was that, like Thursday? Was that Thursday, I believe? Yeah, today's Sunday, the 25th, 24th, 23rd, 22nd. Yeah, so I think Ethereum can get back up there. But if I'm wrong, I'm only gonna lose 12 bucks. I'm only gonna lose 12 bucks if I'm wrong. And I can come and revisit. I could add more to this position if I want to, if I want to become more bullish on Ethereum. But I think that's enough for now. My bias is bearish, but if I'm wrong, I can at least hedge my bets here and make some money with Ethereum going up to higher prices here. So if I'm wrong, if I'm wrong about my short, I'll lose 27 bucks, but my long will then save me. And if Ethereum goes up to $2,700, I'll cover that loss. I'll actually be able to cancel out that loss if Ethereum goes back to 2,700 bucks here. All righty. JB's in the chat saying alts will pump when Bitcoin pumps, and when Bitcoin trades sideways. But when Bitcoin starts dumping, it consumes them quickly. Yeah, that is normally how it goes. You are not wrong, my friend. Thank you, JB, for coming in, being subscribed to the channel, and hitting that like button. Appreciate that. We now have more people that have liked the channel. Like this live stream than are watching right now on my YouTube. And my TikTok guys, I do have a bigger following there. That's why I got more of you guys coming into the stream right now. I appreciate you guys coming in the stream. And don't forget to hit that follow and subscribe button if you're not subscribed or following me yet. Because I got some good technical analysis here, guys. You guys should take advantage of my knowledge as much as you can. Alrighty, right, okay. Don't really have any requests here. We've been looking at Ethereum only because I'm day trading Ethereum. Let's take a look at Sui. I don't think we have looked at Sui yet. Okay. Sui currently trading at $3.50, down 3.3% today. And what can we do? Let's look at the daily chart for Sui. I have done previous analysis here. I think the fib level is probably a good place to start, where we saw Sui get up to like $4.29 on Monday, May 12th. I did a Fibonacci analysis from the impulse move here, where we saw Sui at like $2.14 back in like late April. And the fib levels here are showing that the 0.618 should provide support at $3.46. But if we lose that level, then we might come down to the 0.5 fib level, and that's sitting at $3.20 for Sui. I believe that's confluent with, no, it's actually a little bit below the 100-day moving average. 100-day moving average is at $3.30. So, I mean, you do have some support from the moving averages and from the fibs. I think 346 should be the first support, and that's also where the 200-day moving average is on Sui. We'll see if that holds that support. If not, then we could come down to this $3.20 area. And if that doesn't hold that support, then what? Does the 50-day come and save us at $2.88? That would be where the 0.382 retracement is sitting at, $2.95. So maybe $2.95 or $2.88 is where you could get some cheaper SUI, and you could thank your lucky stars that you were able to get at that price, cheaper than what some other people were getting at back here in May, early May and late April. I think this is going to be a good support zone here at $3.40. But if that doesn't hold, then you might be able to get the low threes on SUI here. And of course, my bullish target on SUI, 1618, is saying that we could see $5.59 SUI in the near future here. But that's only if we're going to continue being bullish. Right now, we're doing sideways consolidation and we're threatening to go down to lower prices here on SUI. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. That's my quick analysis on SUI right there. Always multitasking is what Trade Intuition's saying. You said that when you enter a stream, you'll stay till the end, showing support and engaging in the chat, currently making a new song, keeping up with the DMs, and monitoring the group. Oh yeah, you're definitely multitasking. You're a hard worker. Trade Intuition is what you are. Alright. Oh, there's a guy that came into the stream called Donald Pump. Instead of Donald Trump, it's Donald Pump. That's funny. Chris Paranormal saying that the high for Bitcoin dominance is being tough right now. Yeah, it's the Bitcoin show until it's not. And right now, Bitcoin dominance is saying that it's the Bitcoin show right now. Yep. Alright, let's see. Let's look at prices. Look at SUI. Let me try to zoom out here so you guys can get a better view of the screen. Okay. Oh, guys, I don't really have any requests going on. What's going on here? I could end the stream if there's no more requests here. Right now, we're just seeing red across the board on the cryptos here. AI16Z, a crypto that I'm in, is down 9% right now. That's the biggest loser right now. It usually is the biggest gainer, so that's not really a problem, but it does flip violently when it does go down. Anything in the green. Bitcoin dominance is in the green, and Tether dominance is in the green. That's not good. That means money is leaving. Money is leaving crypto right now, and money is leaving the altcoins and going into Bitcoin. Not good, not good. Okay. Let's take a look at gold. Gold is a trade that I want to get into probably later on this week, and maybe even tomorrow if I get a chance. I think the price of gold is going to go up because of Donald Trump's tariffs, right? Creating uncertainty in the market. You can't really make money with tariffs, or at least these corporations and companies are going to have a hard time making money with tariffs, so the stock market's not doing good because of that. And then a lot of these countries around the world, in order to help pay for their to keep their governments and to keep their governments running, they have to sell U.S. treasuries, right? To help make up for the loss of business that they're getting from these tariffs. You know, it's just these tariffs are not good, but they're good for gold. In my opinion, they're good for gold, and you can see that with the gold chart here, just trading to higher prices here. We've seen the price of gold basically shoot up ever since Donald Trump came into power, right? We saw gold back in late December. We saw gold at like $2,600, and now we're at $3,300. And I think the gold investors should be thanking Donald Trump and kissing his feet right now, because these tariffs are just destroying the economies all around the world, and also creating uncertainty in the U.S. stock market. So no one knows where to go except for going into the gold. Gold seems to be the place to be. And then also Donald Trump's, the Trump administration and the Republicans' tax cuts are causing a bigger deficit. And they're saying that, oh, we're going to grow through it. We're going to have a better economy and we're going to be able to pay our bills later. So it shouldn't really be an issue. But the gold market sees it as an issue. Investors see it as an issue. And that's why the gold price is going up right now. So that's the narrative on gold. What I like seeing here with gold is that we are, we topped out here at $3,500 on April 22nd. We had a low here at 31.20 on May 15th. And man, this thing is so strong. It didn't even touch the 50-day moving average. It's creating higher lows without even touching the 50-day moving average. So that shows a lot of strength, in my opinion. And then also here on the MACD, yeah, we did have some red candles on the MACD, but look at this. This thing is climbing up on the MACD. You're about to get a MACD flip, the moving average convergence divergence indicator. And you might get some green candles here on gold, which is probably going to push the price higher. And then also stochastics is decent, okay, not the lowest, but it's in an uptrend, so it means that people are buying gold right now. And then on top of that, you have my market cipher B. You get the green dot. The green buy dot came in last Wednesday saying that you should be buying gold. So for you investors and traders out there, maybe buy some gold. I think gold and Bitcoin are going to do well, which they have been doing well. People are worried about the altcoins and we're like, when's altcoin season? And altcoins are kind of like almost like the stock market, but for crypto. Okay? And Bitcoin is like just gold, digital gold. So right now, the place to be is gold or digital gold for this year because of the tariffs, because of what Donald Trump is doing with creating uncertainty all around the world in the markets. And I just think a good place to be in, if you don't have access to crypto, you should try to be in gold right now, in my opinion. Until we get, until they get more good news about tariffs, then you might want to be selling your gold. But, because Donald Trump came with 50% tariffs on Friday with the European Union, I think gold's gonna have a good week this week until they sort that out and get a better deal. JB is saying he has gold and Bitcoin. Fiat always towards zero. Simple as that. That's funny. XRP, just kidding. Can you check out Chill Guy? Yeah, I can do that for you after we're done talking about gold here. JB saying that you like Bitcoin more though. Carried half an ounce of gold through the airport a month ago and hated the experience. Oh my god. Okay. Were they trying to take your gold? Was the airport security like, the TSA's like, hey man, you can't bring that through the gate. I'm just gonna keep that in my pocket. Thank you. I think anything more than $10,000 worth of value, you have to declare that to the airport authorities and Customs and Border Patrol if you're leaving the country. Yeah. Gold looking good on the charts here. I do have a Fibonacci analysis here based off of the impulse move on gold to the $3,500 level. It's saying that there's a 1618 at like $3,800 gold. We could see $3,800 gold later on this year. And for those of you who are cryptocurrency traders and you're on cryptocurrency exchanges, there is a cryptocurrency that follows the price of gold. Let me see if I can find it here for you. Look at PAXG. PAXG is a cryptocurrency that's backed up by gold. This allows you to trade gold using cryptos. And this one's currently trading at $33.75. I'm on the 5-minute chart. Looks like this thing is climbing up to higher prices here. 15-minute chart, probably saying the same thing. And then going into the 4-hour chart. I mean, it's just, gold is just gold. You can't get better than gold right now. I know Peter Schiff is probably jumping up and down and doing front flips and back flips right now. And that man's older than me, and he's probably doing that right now because gold has just been the best asset to be in this year besides Bitcoin. Bitcoin and gold. Those are your go-to assets with all these Trump tariffs. That was the play to be in for this year, was Bitcoin and gold. All right, so yeah, gold looking good. PAX G also looking good. Try to get you guys some PAX G if you can, okay? Excuse me. I'm going to be ending the live stream soon because I got some other things to do here. And I want to be able to catch my my buddy Trade Intuition's live stream later on. But we're going to look at Chill Guy as the next request here. And then we'll go back to looking at Bitcoin. And then that's going to be it for this live stream here, guys. Chill Guy on Binance Exchange. All right, let's see. Appreciate the follows, guys. Don't forget to hit the follow button. And then, wait, was there a request for Bert? And then I have another guy that requested Ondo. So I might look at Chill Guy and Ondo. And I don't know what Bert is. Did you say Bert or Brett? Can you just clarify that for me? All right. That's going to be the end of the request, though. It's going to be Chill Guy and Ondo. Of course, we'll finish off with Bitcoin. And then I need to know if this guy is asking for Bert or Brett. I don't know if you misspelled it. But anyways, we're looking at Chill Guy right now. Currently trading at 8 cents, roughly. Down 7% today. Okay. Just getting familiar with this. This is data coming off of Binance Exchange. I gotta get familiar with the chart. Looks like Chill Guy's seen better days here back in December of 2024. When this thing was, wow. Yeah, just like a lot of these other brand new spinking meme coins. If it doesn't go up initially, it goes down pretty bad. And this thing looks like, to me, like a rug pull, to be honest. This thing started off at 63 cents. And then just, I mean, what was the whole point? Like, I thought people were trying to make money and not lose money in cryptocurrency. This thing just went down ever since it got on Binance Exchange. That does not... What was the whole point of this? Just going down. You bottom out here sometime in March, I guess. Actually, you bottom out here, beginning of April, like a lot of these other cryptocurrencies did. You're catching some bids, though. So, that's good to see, I guess. I don't really have much data. We do have the 50 moving average and 100 moving average, but barely. The 100 moving average just don't show up on the daily time frame because it's a brand new coin on this exchange here. I guess the last higher high, the last high that you need to beat is going to be this high here at like 14.5 cents roughly. That should be probably your first take profit target. Kind of topped out here in May 14th at like almost 12 cents. 11.5 cents roughly. So I'll just chart that out here. This is going to be your resistance for now. Okay. And then support. Where's the support? You got a candle wick low here at like, of course, 69, right? 0.069 pennies. Another candle wick low here at 0.066 and then 0.065. So I'm going to mark this as your support zone. So you most likely will be trading between the high here at 11 cents and the low here at 6.5 cents. You're probably going to consolidate for the most part, I believe, after having this big run in May. And let's see. Lower lows on the RSI. I mean, well, lower highs I meant to say on the RSI. MACD is showing some red candles starting to show up. Stochastic is getting low, but it could stay low. And then let's see, market cipher B is showing you should have been selling yesterday. So there's probably gonna be some more sell side action going on here on Chill Guy. You're looking for support at like 6.5 cents to hold. I haven't even turned on the VRVP yet. We'll look at that for you in a minute. And then yeah, right now, I mean, the good thing about a red dot coming in is that there should be a green dot at some point. Is going to be the next dot. We just don't know when and where that's going to happen, but we're hoping that 6.5 cents stays as support here for now, and that we don't go lower than that. Let me go ahead and turn the VRVP now. You got some volume here. As I zoom out here, you got the value area high from previous volume is showing that there should be support at 5 cents. So, yeah, this thing could come down to 5 cents. Especially if 6.5 cents doesn't hold. Your next downside target is going to be about 5 cents. It's a psychological number. People like even numbers, you know. So I think 5 cents, you could get lucky enough to be buying some Chill Guy at that area. As I start to zoom out here some more and collect some more data for the VRVP, I'm trying to give you a bullish target here. Besides the 12 cent area, which I think is going to act as resistance, I do see a little bit of volume here at like 16 cents. But then you can just look at the previous price action back here in December. This sideways trading action at like 16 cents is probably going to be your take profit target. So this thing could possibly double in price, and you should be taking profit at that level. Okay. So that's my upside target for Chill Guy, 16 cents. Once you get past 12 cents. Thank you, Trade Intuition. That's my analysis, my opinion on Chill Guy for now. Let's see. Let's see if I have any more comments here in my TikTok stream. So we'll look at Ondo and oh, so you said BERT. Is that an actual coin there? Oh my god. Oh my god. You might be onto something here. There is a BERT coin. Okay. So I'm looking at all the indicators here. We're looking at BERT right now, trading at 3 pennies. Oh, hey Dylan. Glad to see that you're in the chat here. Don't forget to hit the like button. Appreciate you helping me out with the likes here. All right. I'm also got to get familiar with this coin as well. Let me get rid of the VRVP for now. We'll look at that later. BERT. BERT. All right. So BERT is almost like the same thing as Chill Guy here. It looked like it was a new coin. It came out in November of 2024, as high as like 13 cents. Now we're trading as low as 3 cents. Okay, but we're starting to get some bids here. You guys love your meme coins, I guess. I mean, this chart looks very similar to Chill Guy. You're getting lower highs on the RSI. Okay, so that you're now getting some bearish divergence with lower highs on the RSI, and you had higher highs on price. So you're gonna get some consolidation here on BERT. And now the MACD looks like it's showing that there should be some more consolidation and some selling later on this week. And then stochastic RSI is low, but it could stay low and continue being low as we go to lower prices. And you have a dot here, a red dot on market cipher B, saying that you should have been selling BERT yesterday, just like you should have been selling Chill Guy. Okay, so you're looking for a green dot. When you see the green dot show up on market cipher B, that's probably a good time to be buying in again on BERT. But since we now have the bigger picture on BERT, and our bias is bearish now, how low can this thing possibly go? You got some moving average support here. The 100-day is sitting at 0.018 pennies, and the 50-day is sitting at about 1.5 pennies. So I would be targeting right here. Oh shit! I didn't mean to do that one. Oh, wrong one. Okay. I want horizontal line. Okay. You want right here and also right here. This is your buy zone. Okay. About 1.5 pennies to just under 2 pennies. If this thing does come down, you should be able to get some good discounted prices in that zone there. Let me go ahead and turn on the VRVP, see what the VRVP has to say. Yeah, the VRVP is also showing, you know, right now the POC is at about a penny, so you'll get a lot of support in that area. But the value area high is sitting at about 0.0177 pennies. So I would say 0.017 or 0.018 pennies would be where I put my buy limit order, hoping to get lucky enough to get that price. That is about a 50% drop. You should always keep in mind that with these meme coins, you can always lose half your money at any given point in time. Could be today, could be tomorrow, could be late next week, next month. You could lose half your money in meme coins. So keep that in mind. It's probably one of the most riskiest, dangerous investments you can be in. Not financial advice, but that's my opinion. Okay? But of course, you meme coin guys, you're in it because you want to win it, right? And you want to see how high this thing could possibly go. So let's see. We'll figure that out. So okay, so we got the high water mark here. This thing topped out at like 5 pennies, going down to roughly about a penny roughly is where we bottom out. And your 1618 says this thing could get up to 8 pennies as your 1618. So this thing could double, maybe even triple in price, but you could also lose half your money. That's my analysis on Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and move on to Ondo from my buddy Paka here. And then, yeah, what's that? I think that was it for the requests. I'm not doing any more requests after this. I gotta start ending this live stream soon. But we'll take a look at Ondo, and then we'll finish off on Bitcoin. Jesus is still in the chat talking about Solana meme coins. Okay. Yeah, I think Solana is going to do well because of the meme coins, especially if we get more bullish in the market. You'll see more money pouring into Solana and Solana meme coins. But let's look at Ondo for now. We'll look at it on Bitstamp. No, actually, we'll look at it on Kraken and see how Ondo's doing on Kraken here. Ondo currently trading at 91 cents. Hopefully you're still in the chat in the live stream here to look at this analysis here. Down 2.69% today. And what do we got for Ondo? What do we got? We are making higher lows here on the daily time frame. That's good to see. I'm going to get rid of the moving averages for now. Kind of almost like a naked chart now. We want to get past this previous high here. For our next higher high, we want to see something higher than $1.23 on Ondo. That will just confirm that we are bullish here and that we're making higher highs and that we're in an uptrend. We had a candle wick high that got up to the $1.18. That's close, but not close, but not what we need. We want to see, and then we also want to see a nice green solid candle. We don't want to see a wick here. So a lot of selling action came in back in April 28th here. I think Ondo's just chilling, right? You know, as long as you're maintaining this uptrend here, okay, you're doing fine, but you're threatening to lose that uptrend right now, mainly because of the bearishness in the market. And if you do come down, you want to see if maybe you can hold the low back here on May 7th when we got as low as 81 cents. So I would target that. That's going to be your first downside target, is this area, about 80 cents. If you lose 80 cents, then it probably means you're still in the downtrend here, and you could come down to lower prices. And will you revisit the lows back in here in April when we got as low as like 66 cents here? So that could be your other downside target here. So you should be a buyer in between 80 and 66 cents. This should be your buy zone, right? Let me go ahead and I'll just highlight that for you. This is your buy zone. You should be buying, not selling. All right. As I start to zoom out here, let me just do Fibonacci analysis here. And we could kind of figure out where this thing might go next. Alright, so yeah, I think downside targets, like I said, 80 cents is popping up again here as your 0.236 deep retracement level. You should put some buy limit orders in that area if you're trying to add to your position on Ondo. And if Ondo does become bullish, we do have a 1618 that says we could get it to $1.51. $1.51 on Ondo. And I will finish up this analysis by giving you the VRVP here real quick. VRVP is saying the value area high is $1.23. Once again, that $1.23. We got to get above that level. And if you do, then there's some more resistance at $1.33. But then that starts to fall off. And then, yeah, about $1.55 or $1.60. That should be your take profit target on Ondo. Not as crazy as the meme coins. You're not going to get a 2x or a 3x. I'm sorry. You're probably not going to get, yeah, you're probably not going to get like a 3x or 5x on Ondo anytime soon here. But you might be able to get a 2x. You might, because let's see, the 2618 is saying that this thing could get up to $2.02. So you might be able to get just a comfortable 2x here. And that's because this is a finance related coin. It actually does have a use case. But until more people come into cryptocurrency and start using the DeFi centralized finance system here, you're not going to see $2 until you get some more people using it. Okay. But yeah, this thing could go to $2. Could go to $2, and you would be doubling your money. But most likely, you're going to see $1.50 first if you become bullish here. All right, guys, that's it for this live stream. I'm gonna go look at Bitcoin one more time here. Looks like we are catching some bids here. When I first started this live stream, Bitcoin was below $107,000. Now we're looking at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now at $107,382, 85 bucks. I have the previous buy zones here. I think you should be buying Bitcoin if it does go lower. Anywhere between $102,000 to $105,000 seems to be a good buy zone area. That's where these people were buying back in early May. If we lose those zones, then you might get even luckier and you might be able to buy some Bitcoin at lower prices. And the next buy zone is going to be between 94,000 and 98,000. Okay, in that area. And then, of course, you know, if you're bullish on Bitcoin, right? I'll give you another target here that you guys might like to see. We're going to use the Pi Cycle Indicator here. And the Pi Cycle Indicator gives me this orange line and this green line. And the green line says that Bitcoin won't be overbought until we get to $161,000. That's my long-term 2025 target for Bitcoin. Once we get to like the Pi Cycle top indicator at $161,000, then I'll be really concerned that we're topping out here on Bitcoin. But we got a lot of room to go. We can still make a lot of money in between now and then, just being in Bitcoin. All right. And of course, we got to get past the $112,000 area where we topped out on Thursday here to get to that price, right? But I'll give you a more realistic short-term target for the bulls here. Going from $112,000 to the impulse sideways trading action at $103,000. We have a 1618 that says Bitcoin could be $117,000. Maybe later on this week, if Trump decides not to do tariffs on the European Union, we could get some excitement and more money pouring back into the market. And then if we get some more trade deals, like if we get trade deals with Japan and trade deals with India, then maybe that could push up Bitcoin price to like $125,000 is the 2618, according to this Fib extension level here. This Fibonacci analysis here. Could see $125,000 Bitcoin. And trade is like, let's effing go. Bitcoin moves so we can make money with longs. Yes, that would be nice. Let's go, Bitcoin. Stop it with this nonsense. Right? Tariffs is supposed to be good for you, right? Because no one else has anywhere else to go but gold and Bitcoin at this point. So you should be going up, Bitcoin, not going down. Stop it. Stop doing that, Bitcoin. Go up. I know some of you guys be talking in Bitcoin like that. It's like, stop going down. Stop going down, Bitcoin. But if it does go down, we're ready for that as well. At $105,000 Bitcoin, down to $102,000. That's where you should be putting your buy orders in. Let me take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is actually climbing up, so my long is doing good, but my short is going to get stopped down if it goes to 25.25. Interesting. Okay, I guess that's the way it's going to be. With Ethereum climbing up. Let's see, look at the 50-minute time frame, and yeah, we're getting some green candles here in the 50-minute time frame for Ethereum. Oh, one last thing. I want to show you guys the moon indicator, okay, on Bitcoin chart. I actually do look at the moon indicator. Because it's very funny and ironic that it works so well. Let me look at BTC on the chart that doesn't have too much action going on here. Look at that Bitfinex. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the moon indicator, guys, and you're gonna see some very crazy stuff with the moon cycles here. So we have a new moon coming up, I believe tomorrow. And usually when you get a new moon, it means you should be selling, okay? And I'll show you why that's the case. We'll look at the daily time frame here. Look at this. Usually a full moon is bullish. See this? We had a full moon on May 11th, and of course Bitcoin's been going up since then, right? The last new moon was like April 28th, and you can see that we kind of just went sideways. We didn't go down, we went sideways, which is probably the best case. If you're not going to go up, at least go sideways. But every time we have a full moon, we go up, right? The full moon was April 12th here, and we went up the following days after that. And then we had a new moon on March 30th, and that's when March 29th, and that's when Donald Trump came out with the Liberation Day on April 2nd and sent everything down. So why is this so effing true? Why is this thing actually a thing? Why is the moon, the full moon, bullish and the new moon bearish? It's been working so well, for the past couple of years now. Like this is actually a thing, guys. All right. I have my own theory. I think the full moon is usually around the beginning of the month, and that's after people just pay their bills and pay their rent. They can start buying Bitcoin again, and then towards the end of the month, people have to actually pay their rent, save up money to pay their bills, and that's usually where the new moon ends up being. So I think that's why we keep getting these full moon, new moon cycles that are showing, some truth in the charts here. I think it has more to do with, like, in the beginning of the month, people got to pay their bills. Not a good time to be in crypto. Towards the middle of the month, people paid their bills. They can actually put money in the crypto again, and that's when we usually end up getting a top during the month, is the middle of the month. And that's actually where the new moon is. And that's my opinion on the moon cycles here. But we're about to get a new moon, so we're supposed to be seeing some sideways consolidation, maybe some downward price action because of the new moon that's coming up tomorrow. And JB saying something about aphophenia. That's interesting. I really don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to go look that up. I like to learn as much as I can. That you just gave me a new term that I never heard of, and I'll have to look that up. But yeah, looks like we had a pretty good live stream here, guys. Appreciate you guys coming to the live stream. I'm gonna close things up here. Bitcoin could come down to $103,000, or we could just push on through and see $117,000, $120,000. It's always a flip of the coin, right? But right now, I think things are bearish because of tariffs, so we're probably going to see $105,000 Bitcoin or $103,000, which is not too far off because that's about a couple $1,000s away where we're at right now. So don't forget to hit the like button on the way out, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next live stream, maybe around the same time tomorrow or a little bit later, around like 4 or 5 p.m., but that's probably be the latest, would be about 4 or 5 p.m. East Coast time, Eastern time. All right, that's it for today, guys. I will see you on the next live stream. Take care, guys.